Think we're live here. Going live. We have the Genesis Open. Me and Mob Dollars over here. Let's see. Are we live? Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Patrick over here at Ghost Picks ATS coming at you with another episode of Keep It Rollin' with my guy Moff Dollars. Go ahead, take it over.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining this evening. It's your boy Moff Dollars on our second episode of Keep It Rollin'. Pat, the Genesis Open, we're excited coming off a hot week where we cashed a couple picks. Those who tail were happy. Saw a couple of the comments there and looking to continue on some of that momentum here this week.
Couldn't agree more. We got the same kind of greens. We got very similar numbers to last week. So we got a stacked field, and we'll dive through it throughout the episode here today. With last week, we were kind of all over it. Really some of the same numbers, but a couple new guys in there. Also completely different kind of course. So completely different kind of golf. There's not going to be guys taking off the shirts and whatnot. So to be determined. What you got, Moff?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not going to be the waste management style party atmosphere. Definitely a different type of golf course, similar to what we saw the weeks prior. Pebble Beach. The emphasis, you guys will soon find out this week, will be these Poana greens. And I think that's what we're going to be riding on a lot. Just a heavier emphasis, more so than usual, because it's an interesting stat that affects these guys differently. Some guys love it, some guys hate it. And it's kind of surprising that something like this can play that big of a factor. But anyways, overall, Riviera Country Club sitting at like 7,300 yards. It's a top 25 course in the country. Some of the things we're looking for this week, the weather's not going to be. I mean, it's Southern California, right? It's
Always important.
Weather's not going to be too bad. Mid 60s, little windy, nothing crazy. 5 to 10 mile per hour winds. And let's see.
Always got to know the weather. One of the most important things, betting anything.
Especially the wind. I mean, that's probably the number one factor that can really fuck with some of these guys. Well, fuck with everybody.
Yeah, it's a tight course. There's going to be a lot of bogeys. It's one of the most high variance courses. There's a lot of birdies. There's a lot of bogeys.
And it's...
Hey, Moff, tilt that camera up a little bit over there. Why don't you?
Tilt it up.
Look at the TV. Keep it rolling. All right, so something that we got, we're going to be using a little bit of new data here, some new numbers that we will be rolling with for the golf season, using our guy, Rick Run Good, so shout out to him.
Hey, Rick Run Good.
Yeah, so combination of things, data golf, all these things. We look at, golfers over the past, couple weeks, couple months. It's still February. A lot of golfers are just kind of getting fired up, haven't really played too much. So you kind of got to take a good combination of historical data, especially at these courses where Riviera, is one of the rare ones where the more you play it, the lower your scores are. Certain ways the greens move and certain shots that you got to shape and whatnot. So we'll look for a guy like maybe Bubba Watson. DJ is a classic, kind of very similar to Patrick Cantlay last week. DJ's odds are they're way off, completely fucked. But DJ is about to go to his favorite course. He averages like a 7th place finish. He's been there the past 10 years. He's got Moff? He's never placed below 20.
I sent you earlier.
He's never placed below 20.
It's something crazy at Riviera.
Yeah. So DJ, he's nasty. That'll be something to watch out for. Kind of similar to Cantlay last week. The only reason that the odds for Cantlay last week weren't as low as they should have been is because he hadn't played the course before. So we got a little advantage there, some nice numbers, and he just rock and share the whole way. I think DJ will be the same way. He's sitting at like minus 115 to place top 20. That's going borderline lock of the week stuff right there. Big plus money to place top 10. So we'll see what we're working with this week as we go through it today.
Plus 180.
What do you think?
Plus 180 top 10.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, so a guy like DJ, you're big on golf. You look at DJ's finishes here and see the past, 7, 8 years, second, fourth, first, 16th, 9th, 10th, 8th. That's like clockwork. And 25th and 28th and number 8 this year. Tough. There's a lot of horses.
He's a freak, and we didn't even get to see him play last week, so
he's a guy definitely on our radar over here. And let's see. So we'll get a little breakdown of what's going to go on. We're going to break down pretty much some long shots, particularly some of Moff's favorite long shot top 20s. I mean, these are looking at like plus 500 and whatnot. And these guys not only match up with historical numbers, but also are kind of at the same time playing some good golf and fit this golf course, which is a little different. Riviera is very particular. You'll see it if you watch this week, and if you don't, we're watching for you, and that's the idea. So, Moff, what are some of those little quirky things about Riviera?
So we're talking about a shot shapers, guys that work the ball, that can work the ball left, right. Particularly, it's set up well for left-handers and guys that draw the ball. So, I mean, Bubba's won here 3 times.
Lefties, guys that hit the ball from the wrong side. Ain't that right?
From the wrong side. I'm guilty as charged. I love Bubba. He's missed the last 2 cuts, but he's playing really well this year right now. It's been a weird 2 years for everybody, and this dude, he can work that ball better than anybody else on tour. He knows the little breaks in these greens. He knows where to hit it, and his short game is up to par, and it's nasty. Yeah. Bubba's a sleeper. I think he can win this thing. And he's got some good odds, top 10, top 20.
Killer odds. So he is coming off 2 miscuts the past 2 years here. But he's one of these guys we talk about. We're looking for high variance. If we're looking for someone, so for Dustin Johnson, I'm putting a good amount of chips into that basket that he's going to place top 20. As far as consistency goes, he's done it 8 of the last 8 years. So the fact that he's minus 115, that's a crime. So almost that is a gift.
Number 1 in top 10s.
They're giving it to you. And the majority of them are top 5s, top 10s, and we're talking top 20 is minus 115. That is an absolute gift, and the only reason is because he hasn't been as good the past couple years, and for whatever reason. But coming out this year with a 25th and a top 10, placing 8th, I think DJ's in prime condition to compete this week. Knows the course very well. I think he extends that. And top 20, I mean, the odds, as far as like odds go, talking about numbers, if someone is minus 115, you're expecting them to, that's like 4 out of 9, or 4 out of 9, 4 out of 7. He's talking 8 out of 8. That's ridiculous. So I'll take that gift.
Nutty.
I'll take that gift, absolutely. And I'm rolling with it for sure. You got Rahm at minus 220 and Cantlay at minus 150. While those are like almost locks, those numbers are true. You're not getting any value on those. The probability that Rahm finishes top 20, that's about right. Same with Cantlay. Maybe 6 out of 9 times Cantlay will, but those numbers you're not getting any advantage. DJ minus 115. I'll pull that up on the screen. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that that's a real thing here.
What's up?
DJ.
I've been searching for Bubba's.
Yeah, the same thing. Oh, and yeah, so Bubba, I'm right with you with Bubba. So now you're talking about Bubba in the high variance. That's what I'm talking about. I think last week we were talking about, who was it? Who was our high variance guy last week? Oh, Brooksy. he's miscut or a top 5. So we took him to win. Like, we're not going to place Brooks to place top 20. We're taking him top 5 and to win at big numbers rather than taking him for a top 20, which isn't as. And a guy like Bubba this week, Moff's all over that one.
Plus 350, top 10, dark horse to win it.
Plus 160 to finish top 20. Don't really love that as much.
Not really. We got better guys.
High variance.
We got more consistent guys.
Oh wow! Look at that guy.
We trust for that top 20.
Is that Sungjae M with 6 highest odds? There's no way. All right, you want to get on into that one?
Don't like Sungjae.
Do we need to talk about that one off the rip here? Now that I brought it up.
We can go ahead and absolutely we can dive straight in. That is, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite me in the ass, but it will be my fade of the week. Sungjae, he is a statistical freak. He is a great golfer. This course seems like it would be a match made in heaven for him, but the dude does not play well here. And Poana greens, these give him the most problems. We see it pop up on the charts we're looking at here, and Poana greens in particular he's negative strokes putting only on Poana greens. And so we're fading Sungjae M, but Pat, who else do we like? One of his fellow countrymen.
Absolutely. So what Sungjae lacks, my guy Siwoo is a benefactor. So Siwoo is one of these guys. He is pure POA or Donald Ross, one or the other. But if he's on POA, he's trouble. He is night and day. It's like by far his best. He gains a tremendous amount, and he can hit the damn ball. And right now his odds are so much better, but he is high variant. So we're not looking at Siwoo Kim to place top 20. That's not, in my I don't think that's a plus EV bet there. It's a decent number, but at the same time he's miscut. He's got 4 miscuts here, a top 30 and a third place. So you can see that third place sitting there, and he's at 90-1 odds to win. Coming off of a top 20, 2 top 20s, he finished 11 twice, and then 26 in his last 3 events. He's in good form, playing at a tournament that it's his best putting surface. He's hit or miss here, but Siwoo is in good form, and that number to place top 10 for him, that's kind of what I'm looking at, top 10, or if I can get the top countryman. So depending on what sports book you have,
it's
they have
out there.
The top Asian is the name of the prop, I do believe, and it is between.
Just to clarify,
it is CT Pan versus Siwoo Kim and Sungjae M. I do believe Siwoo Kim is a pretty good number there to finish at the top of that list, or to finish top 5, top 10, but. Mainly, I'm with Moff dollars though. That Sungjae fade is fade of the week. I'm down to book it. Podcast consensus picks, PCP quick hitters. What you think?
And hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. I really do love Sungjae M, but I don't love him here. And we're talking about not jumping ship on guys, from week to week. There are some guys last week that I like Troy Merritt and Corey Connors. That here I do not like.
So I'll tell you, on FanDuel Sportsbook, Sungjae M is plus 240 to miss the cut.
I've already got. You said Sungjae, right? I've already got money on him.
Plus 240 to miss the cut. Very interesting there.
I've got money on Sungjae to miss the cut and Corey Connors to miss the cut.
Very nice.
Currently.
Very nice. Yeah, Corey Connors, he's good with the irons, but man.
It's not financial advice. That's just how I get. Behind a couple of picks.
No, that's good stuff, and the numbers back them as well. They've been pretty damn solid here in the past, and this is one of those courses. Like, of all of the. If we're going to do any podcast, keep it rolling. You got to be able to fucking roll it here. These greens are tricky. There's a lot of movement in them. What the thing about POA is they move a lot late. So even though those 5-footers, you got to be able to knock it in. And that's kind of where we're leading into guys like maybe the podcast favorite, Matthew Fitzpatrick. Now, this is one of these guys here. As far as the podcast consensus picks, we're both on board Matthew Fitzpatrick. He hits the ball off the tee, but you don't really lose too much. You off the tee, it helps if you can bomb it here, but other than that, you can finish from the rough and whatnot. It's all right, nothing too crazy. It's mainly about just putting the ball in the right place and really having an all-around complete game. And that's what Matthew Fitzpatrick has rocking right now. I'm not a big Matthew Fitzpatrick fan. I'm not going to lie. I told Moff that same thing. But POA is his best putting surface by far. And By far. And
my guy is on a hot streak. Excuse me. He's number 1 in strokes gained, total strokes gained, 5th and 30th last few years here. He's popping out on all the stat sheets and he's showing up on leaderboards. And I've seen him the last 2 weeks. And I've been saying
hit the brakes. Type him in on that one thing right here. Check him out on POA. See what he's got. I'm seeing something different on POA. It's kind of like speed.
Are we talking about Matty or are we talking about Cameron Smith as a freak on
Fitzpatrick?
Oh yeah, Fitzpatrick.
See, hey, we'll keep each other in line over here. We almost led you down
the. No, Fitzpatrick's good. So it's not as. So we were wrong. It's not his best category. He's just a fantastic putter.
He's a fantastic
but he puts well on POA.
So
that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, I was correcting myself there. He is one of the best putters out there. He's like number 1 in strokes gained putting so far this year. But also interesting, he's you got to have a complete game here. And his tee to green stats, he's top 5, top 10. For this season, dating back the last 3-6 months. So he's right there in that mix, and he's one of the best putters. So you got to have an all-around game here, and it shows with what he's done here with last 2 years putting up a 30th and a 5th place. He's coming off a 6th place and a 10th place, so he's in damn good form, and of course he likes. Couldn't agree more, Moff. Couldn't agree more.
Pat, here we go.
At 45-1 odds.
Let me run it through him real quick.
Those 3 guys right there at 40-1 odds, Bubba Watson, Matthew Fitzpatrick, and Sam Burns. I think that's what the podcast is looking at. Those are the kind of guys that we're looking for. We love giving you the blue chips and trying to find those guys. But as far as value goes, we're talking about top 20s, guys in that plus 200 range, or you 1 out of 3 is a push. 2 out of 3 and you're up big money. And then if you hit all 3, we're rolling. And me and my guy Moff Dollars talking these guys out. These are pretty good damn numbers.
So the thing with Matty Fitz, and we already hit it. He's a fantastic putter. So strokes gained total 1, putting inside 10 feet. He's number 3, 4 to 8 feet. He's 5th. Inside 25, he's 8th. And then out here, Riviera, long iron shots, because there are some extremely long par 4s. And that's where Bubba, like DJ, Bubba, some of these guys that poke it out there, it already helps them a little more. But Matt Fitzpatrick from 200 to 225, he's 9th on tour, great long iron player. And then 125 to 150 yards, he's 7th. So he's dialed in. Short irons, wedges, and overall, he's looking dangerous, and he's been up there every week, and we can't not take him. We'll find out the consensus where we want to, where the most juice is, but we could take him anywhere, and I think be pretty comfortable with him.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. There's a couple guys out here that are rolling the ball pretty good. And a lot of these courses have been similar. They've been staying on the West Coast. So a lot of these guys have been popping up, not quite every week. But and then you get a guy like Bubba Watson, or Willie Z. I know that's a guy that Moffat likes. Will Zalatoris is one.
Willie Z.
If we're looking at recent success and we're talking about guys to win, I think that's I kind of want to take it there, Moff. So we've been talking about guys we like and whatnot, like good bets. What do we think about just like guys that have a chance to win? Maybe like just a hit or miss, high variance, boom or bust. Who's winning this tournament? Who has the opportunity to? Talking about it, you got these par fives where you really have to shoot 12 under or so, 10 under for the tournament because the rest of the course is so tough. So par five scoring always important there. So always something to keep in mind.
I mean, yeah, you've already seen it this year with guys like Scheffler and Hoagie and just some of these less prominent names, but they're up there, and I think you could see it this week. I don't know. I feel a little too good about Bubba or DJ just popping up and snagging this thing, but these other guys, top 20, top 10s. I mean, there's a lot of good golfers, but I think between Fitzy, we both love Fitzy. I love Taylor Gooch as well. That's we had Louis last week, and Pat gave that, and I love Taylor Gooch this week just the same as Louis. Top 20 lock at plus one, I think 170. 10 in bogey avoidance. He's hot. 12, 10 and 20. Last 3 out of 4 times he didn't play in 19. But if he can get off the tee, he hits it plenty far. If he can get off the tee and hit his irons decent, he's okay. He's not so good in scrambling, but he's consistent, steady like Louis, and playing really good golf right now. I love Taylor Gooch.
He has been pretty damn steady. That's somebody who I wouldn't take anything outside of top 20. But I don't think that number really does him justice. I think it actually does him too much justice. He's been pretty damn good, pretty consistent. So that plus 150, plus 160. I don't hate that, not one bit. But I'm looking for somebody, a little bit, considering I'm looking at Bubba, at the numbers that Bubba is, or somebody like that. Sam Burns, another one. Sammy B. Sam Burns last year he was in first place during this thing. Almost looked like he was going to reel it in. And coming off 2 missed cuts, this year you're getting him at a right number at a place that he's been lights out. So another interesting one there, very similar to some of the guys we're trying to find. There's as far as like betting golf, you don't want to take. You either want to find a guy as he's getting hot, right, Moff, or a guy that you're trying to pick the bottom on this guy. Maybe he's been playing some courses, he's been just missing some putts, but he's, we're trying to find him here at a place where, he knows the place, knows the greens, and, really turning around. Okay. Sam Burns.
I'm looking up Sam Burns on POA real quick because I know we looked it up. Yeah, see, Sam Burns, another great putter. Gaining like a third of a stroke on POA. I mean, Bermuda is his best performing green, looks like, but POA is right behind. And I think rolling that rock will be critical this week. And Sam Burns, I have a little thing in here. Shout out Brett, Year of the Tiger, Sam Burns, LSU cat. We had Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl, and we got. I'm pretty sure they graduated, or they were at least at LSU the same time frame. Year of the Tiger, Sam Burns. Talk about long shots. He could pop up and win this thing. Sam Burns.
He's not too long. He's over here sitting at 40-1. They're still giving him some good respect over there.
That's because he's nasty.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's see. So looking at these top 5, I'm pulling up the top 5s right here. So we got some winners. Now we're looking for some, once again, taking that so last week we did the exact same thing. We looked at just winners, and we got our guy Brooks Koepka. And, went for it. Maybe a little bit ballsy, but, if we would have taken the top 5, we're cashing at big, plus 600 still, plus 500. So who are we looking at here? Guys like Bubba Watson, plus 700 to finish top 5. That's definitely going to be on the long shot list this week. Guy like Cameron Smith. Cameron Smith is somebody that I really truly think is a good bet to win this one. Moff and I were talking about that. He's been playing well. This is just a perfect recipe for him. being a beach guy, I guess Australia, the kind of same shit. Cam Smith can play. He loves playing at the beach. Give me Cam Smith plus 470.
Number one in scoring average this year.
Numbers guy coming in. But Willie Z, another one, plus 500. Scheffler, plus 650. Scheffler putts phenomenal on Poe. We saw it last week. He's won before. I don't think he's going to do the Harold Varner quite the miss, if you know what I mean.
Definitely not. But I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. The guys that are playing well it's been like 3 or 4 weeks now. These guys are just chilling. What about Max Homa? How you feel about Max Homa this year? Winner last year. Fifth the year before.
100%. If we're going after anybody, this is a Max Homa podcast. If there's anywhere we're going to ride with them, I was going to wait and kind of bring that up at the end. That was so when we wrap that up.
My bad.
Dude, Homa, look, I mean, you pull him
circle
up.
Back. Just circle back. Max Homa, we're coming for you.
Yeah, we'll save that for the end. A little bit of a teaser there. But almost lost me there. Yes.
Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Flustered Max Homa. Max Homa's got Pat flustered.
No, Homa is one of my guys this week. Absolutely, his numbers are off in my opinion. If you look at what he's done in the past, he won it last year. He was 5th the year before, 37th. He's coming off a top 20 and where he looked damn good at a place where he was pretty damn emotional out there without those. And I think he might ride that wave. He's riding the crowd. Max Homa is it's pretty damn electric. 2 top 20s this year in a missed cut. He's one of those guys, boomer bust, and he fits this course to a T. So him a little better than me. Is he shaping that shot? Can he shape that shot?
Well, he can shape it, and he can shape the shots, and he can shape his stash. But also, Pat, talk about variance. He likes bent POA, and he likes Poana greens on bent grass and Bermuda grass. He's losing strokes putting. Something about this splotchy grass. These guys, they putt better on it.
We might lock that one up as our lock of the week at plus 220. I would love to ride home.
Top 20?
Yeah, plus 220 on FanDuel. I'll pull that up right here. That's potential. So we might have a double lock of the week because DJ.
I love it.
DJ minus 115 is I think me and Moff are both down to put that as like a consensus pick. That's almost as. That's as good as
I can't fade Gooch.
Huh?
I'm taking Gooch top 20 over DJ. I'll take DJ in the top 10.
I'll be taking some guys. We'll wrap that up here in a little bit. We'll back and forth some guys that we'll be taking. But as far as like consensus picks and whatnot, I do believe DJ is going to probably end up being one. We might do a double there with Max Homa because we are a Max Homa podcast. Go Max Homa.
Max Homa top 20. I shave straight stash.
Keep it rolling, Max.
Until he's off the heater.
Yeah. So, couldn't agree more. Let's see. And it'll probably be the weekend after when it's not on a POA grass, so won't be too long. But we'll ride the wave. Let's see. Max Homa plus 220. We'll save that for the end. I think that's going to be one. Could be, or it could be a matchup potentially. But how about guys we're looking to fade, Moff? That's one that's equally important. So if you're watching this out here, there's certain people that just don't fit this course. This is one that's there's no shame in struggling at this course. We said Sung J M earlier. It's tough, brutal course, different. One of the most. I don't know how to put it, Moff. What do you say? Like high variance. A couple shots change around completely, and
yeah, absolutely.
Just because you might hit it straight, but hitting it straight doesn't really. Doesn't always work here. Sometimes you got to bomb it. Sometimes you got to curve it, and Riviera will test you. There's bunkers just about everywhere, and the greens are pretty damn trouble. So for me, that's a guy like Justin Thomas. If I'm looking at anybody for to miss the cut, to get crazy odds, Justin Thomas is one of the favorites this week. He's mm, he's a stud. I think he's going to have a little bit of a letdown. He's plus 480 to miss the cut here. He's phenomenal putting on POA, so that's kind of like straight into the teeth of what I love doing. But sometimes it's just not his round, not his course. I think his lack of success here has to do with coming the following weekend after the waste management. The waste management, he's a people's guy. He was out there wearing jerseys and shit and trying to pump up the crowd. We had him top 20 last week as one of our locks. So, shout out to JT. I'm fading you this week. Plus 480 to miss the cut. That's great. But the matchups are pretty good too because he's third, fourth favorite out there this week. So he's matched up against Rory. Don't love that as much. So I'd look to go for maybe what some of the tournament specials maybe and try to find something where you could fade JT. What about you, Moff?
Yeah, I know I kind of hit on him earlier, and I'm going to take Charlie Hoffman off this list, but I guess and Tom Hoagie, just because Tom Hoagie's so hot. We're not going to fade the hot hand with Hoagie, even though my heart tells me he's been on this heater and it comes to an end this week, but we're not going to do it because he is so hot and he's switched up putters from what I hear. Maybe he's rolling it better on these POA greens, and I don't know the what is this? Rick Run Good. We're implementing his stats into ours and our thought processes, and so he pops, and we're not going to fade him. But Troy Merritt, Russell Knox, Corey Connors, Sungjae M, Keegan Bradley, just guys that I don't think will set up here very well. And I got a long list of guys that we do like. We kind of narrowed it down. How do you feel about that, Pat? If I just rang off all these guys, we've already we talked about it.
Well, I'll tell you, there's one thing that I wanted to say kind of from the start. We were talking about it earlier, but, we're talking about keeping it rolling, shooting shit, learning how to, bet golf, how to bet in general. So, just because you lost last week on a guy that's a long shot, these are very similar courses, and there's guys with some success that, missed the cut that last week by a stroke or two, and, I'm not afraid to go back at them. They're plus 500, plus 600 for a reason. But this is a blessed kind of place that you're going to get it at. And I'll gladly take it 2 times in a row. Bite the bullet on a guy like my motherfucker James Hahn or somebody like that. And I know that's Moff's guy, and I wanted to bring that up and let him kind of talk about
James
it.
Hahn, Carlos Ortiz.
Yeah, but James Hahn in particular for me, I'll let Moff talk about him. He loves him. But if you look at him at this course, and in particular in POA Greens, he puts so much better. It's night and day, and his numbers, his odds are plus 650, 600, something ridiculous for him to place top 20. And for him to make the cut is plus money. So I'm definitely going to be taking that. And yes, sir. Here, let me pull that up for you. Make a miscut. And
I would take that, guys. Just James Hahn to make the cut. I believe it. He missed his cut just by a smidge. He had an off day, whatever. But the dude is 15th, 13th. Didn't play in 19, in 14. I mean, he's there all the time. POA Greens, loves him, and he's just got historic consistency. Give me James Hahn, also Carlos Ortiz. All these guys that we're listing, POA Greens. That's what we're riding this week. If you haven't caught the theme, and Carlos Ortiz is another guy
That's just the guys. That's the long shots that help take them over the edge.
Yep.
So we're looking at guys that also hit the ball well here. They maybe hit the ball far, like a guy like Carlos Ortiz that could put it out there. We saw him last week. Why do you take a guy like Carlos Ortiz? Well, 1, he could putt, but 2, he could reach that par 4 and give him.
He's electric.
Give him a shot at an eagle, and that's the kind of stuff where at a course like this where you got to attack. Sure, you're gonna bogey some holes. You kind of got to have that fucking mentality. And Carlos Ortiz, we've seen it. We like Carlos Ortiz.
There is a reachable par 4.
We like him a lot.
I think.
So Carlos Ortiz is one of those guys. Missed the cut last year at this place, but has a 9th and a 26th in the 2 years prior. Mixed in from years ago as an amateur as a 20th and a 26th. So, in decent form, hits the ball well here. The same kind of shit. We'll play those guys the same exact thing as last week. I'm not afraid to, not one bit. Throw Siwoo Kim in the mix there. And I think we might hit a couple. The one guy that I wanted to say as we'll wrap it up here probably within the next 15. I'd say, what do you think about that, Moff?
Yeah.
And then, but the one thing I want to leave you.
They can listen as long as they want.
Yeah, we'll leave it running. I'm just kidding. So one guy that's just kind of like a borderline lock for like make the cut or pushing the top 20 at a long JP Poston. Moff and I talked about it for like 2 seconds last week. The odds are the same this week. So we're writing down these names right here, the ones that we just said over the past minute. Just reel them right off. Those guys, every single one of them, they play well here. They've been playing, and they're in decent form. They putt phenomenally on this kind of grass. They know, they played here before, which is very important here. And shoot, catching great odds on them. And just because they didn't hit it last week, forget it and go right back at it. Plus 600, that's worth it for a guy that's consistently there. But once again, money allocation. We talk about the locks, bigger funds. The smaller bets are for the those long shots.
I love sprinkling. I love sprinkling.
Yeah, some of those are huge money there. Guys like James Honda finished top 10. That's absurd bread. But top 20 plus 650 all day long. My guy, I want to send Moff off here with he was going to fade this guy. I'm going to go the opposite direction. This is kind of like my fun play of the week, maybe. If you got $10 and you're just like, I want to potentially win, $700, just on a $5 bill. You take that and you put Charlie Hoffman to be the first round leader. So Hoffman's a boomer bust kind of guy here. He's finished fourth here before.
That's hot.
He's finished fourth here before, and he's missed like 3 cuts. But this is what I was telling Moff. He's in a feud with the PGA. He's pissed at the PGA about their shit. He's all hot and bothered. This mofo is either gonna come out guns blazing, either 6, 7, 8 under the first round, or he's gonna come out and just like 7 over. So I'm not taking him for anything more than the first round leader, but he is plus 11,000. He is the bomb of all bombs. And Charlie Hoffman to come out and just fuck up the PGA's first round, that's what I'll be doing.
That's like the equivalent of, like a first quarter, right?
It's high variance. This guy is the highest variance.
Come out hot, which he likes to do. Everyone knows Charlie Hoffman will pop up there day 1, day 2. Like, whoa, where the fuck did Charlie Hoffman come from?
Hey,
with his shades and
you can do that on Rick Run Good too.
Yep.
By rounds. Might want to check that out. Charlie Hoffman.
I noticed that. I just didn't even. We have so much, dude. There's so much, and that's what we really could sit here and talk all day. I could give you names. We could go, and I don't even want to discount guys. We already mentioned blue chips. Xander is playing well. Could come out here and fuck it up. These are just we're trying to just pick and choose, and find the best value. The blue chips, Hideki could very well come out, and be top 10. But I don't know. They've been playing a lot of golf, and I like Dustin Johnson coming off. He played well in Saudi Arabia. We watched Brooks almost win the tournament off the couch. And that's those guys do that. That's what there's a reason. Sung J M is playing in every tournament he can, and these guys are picking and choosing because this is also a more intimate setting. You got Riviera. These guys, it's a tighter knit group. Riviera. And I have to imagine Sung J M might be a little bit of an outcast compared to the boys in the clubhouse, in a smaller field like this, and maybe that contributes to him not making these cuts. And who knows? I don't know what it's like up there in Cali. Who knows? They might be getting wild. DJ, Titan of Toots. He's coming prepared to dominate. I'm hyped up for DJ.
You're not wrong though. They actually have those kind of numbers. My guy PJ Split's talking about early season success, and that's why we had Louis last week. a guy like DJ, he's had early season success, so I'm not too worried about him coming out here and uh, not right off the couch. Guys that have played one tournament, they've gotten loosened up, stretched out. They understand, they're back in the swing. It's completely different than they've got the competitive in them, and you know what, DJ, he's dangerous there. You know, dangerous, dangerous. Hey, I will say, so my one thing, this is back to the Charlie Hoffman and Matthew Fitzpatrick. These are two guys. This will actually, Moff, well, let's wrap it up here. What do you say? I'll talk about some of our locks here. I got my long bomb that I want to talk about, Hoffman, and then it's going to lead straight into Matthew Fitzpatrick. Let's talk about scoring. On these tough holes, on these tough courses, you got to be able to score. And a lot of them, you see a lot of good golfers struggle, and for obvious reasons. I mean, they're tough courses. Birdies are hard to come by. Not here. I mean, there's a couple places where you can really take advantage of it, but the majority of the holes, it's survival. Like, it's tough. You got to get up and down with par. But guys like Charlie Hoffman, on difficult scoring courses, the dude increases his game to a different level. Where he's average normally like a negative -0.1 strokes gain on the field. In these tough courses, he gains strokes on the field, which is exactly what you're looking for. Guys like Matthew Fitzpatrick and Max Homa both fit the bill as well. And those just happen to be two of our locks this week. Matthew Fitzpatrick.
And it just so happens they play really well here. I wonder why, it's.
Tell them.
It doesn't have to be rocket science.
No, sometimes it's just correlating some things, putting the good bet out there. Last week they were good ones, good bets. Every week you're not going to win. Sometimes guys are going to choke, throw tournaments away. You'll come down to the fourth round at hole 17, and somebody will go for like a quadruple bogey trying to win or something like that, and that's
golf.
But it happens. It's unlikely, but it does. So we're just looking for the best bet. Some guys with good numbers. So Charlie Hoffman, if there's one guy to throw some sprinkles on, in my opinion, that if you're going for the millie or something, like a top 5, some just bomb, Charlie Hoffman is my guy. But going into the locks here, narrowing them down, Moff. So who we got? Let's list them out here. So we got Bubba at 45-1 is probably one of the better ones. Bubba, Fitzpatrick, and Sammy Burns, all in that 40 to 45 range.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what we should do is do a DFS before we wrap it up. Or is that pushing it? We should actually. We should do that tomorrow. We should do the DFS tomorrow. Well, we'll plug that for tomorrow. Absolutely.
I say we plug in some stuff and then come out with some final. We can just put it, publish the picks. So
there's a lot of golfers. There's a lot of golfers out here. So it's just tough to figure it all out. I mean, as much research as you do before Tuesday afternoon, like Moff and I have done. There's stuff that slipped through the cracks. We'll check it out for tomorrow, and we will have some DFS lineups,
Absolutely.
Some boomer bust, some 50-50 lineups. Looking to strike gold there. But wrapping it up.
I'll do a quick little recap.
Yeah, love it. Go ahead, fire away. Give me a recap.
All right. I mean, for me personally,
who we got?
I can't. I'm gonna say his name first, Mr. Gooch. Top 20, give him to me. You like Dustin in the top 20. I love top 20, but I feel good about top 10. I think it's plus 300. Give me Dustin top 10. We got Bubba already.
I almost want to say greed.
It is. It's greedy as fuck. It's greedy as fuck, and I'll admit it.
And that's where I'm talking right here. So as far as EV, as that long distance, making money for the long term, that the odds of DJ hitting that top 10 drop down in a field like this, even though he's done it a million times. You know what? You're right.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I couldn't
do
agree
as
more.
I say, not as I do.
No, I couldn't agree more. DJ's one of those. He's one of those. He's a horse. Top 10. I'm cool with it. At plus 300, I think that's a damn good number. I really do.
Because it's like, yeah, dude. Because it's
firing,
like Cantlay had that juice. Cantlay had that juice on top 5, and I'm just like, what? Yeah, no, give me DJ. Call it off the couch. Call it whatever. I mean, the dude owns this course. I said it last week. Waste management was Brooks's courses, and this is, sorry guys, I'm a little stoned, a little late. This is DJ's course. Mr. Gooch, Mr. Fitzpatrick. I mean, I don't know. What do you like, Pat? Top 10 or top 5 or win this thing? I mean, any
that
of them.
is a good
like
thing.
that's what I'm saying.
This is why we're here. So if we can, I'll put something in the comments. If you just want to fast forward, it'll be to this point. From now on, this will be Moff and I breaking down our final bets and analyzing which ones will be the top plays for us. Looking at,
can't pick them all, but I do feel like they could be up there. All these guys could be up there right where we want them.
Yeah, there's a whole hell of a lot. If you want to watch the whole pod, everything in the middle is some good meat and potatoes. Like guys like last week where we had Cantlay, Justin Thomas, like these guys who finished top 20, top 10, just like great numbers that we called out during the pod. That's the good stuff in the middle. But if you're just looking for the end here, we're breaking down who we got coming down the final stretch. Guys like Bubba, Sam Burns, Homa, DJ. But now we're just kind of breaking down, comparing some numbers, and checking out our lock of the week, which I'm leaning towards. If we're talking about straight lock, it's almost got to be DJ. But I'm down to put go a little ballsy out there and go double lock. Lock it up.
Let's do like we did last week. No, I mean, we could double lock it.
Lock it up.
We're going to double lock it?
Lock it up. Lock it up.
Lock it up. You lock it up. Can we get that? The double lock. I love it. DJ. Big Gretzky energy.
Yeah, big Gretzky energy.
Titan of Toots.
What were we saying,
King of cool.
What were we saying?
Love DJ.
Where's he at? Where's his funds?
Oh, guys, yes. Okay, so we give you the blue chips. We keep a slight stock theme. Let me pull it up. When we talk about stocks, they have resistance levels and support levels. Usually support is when they're on their downtrends. They like to bottom out, and it looks like DJ's winnings have bottomed out, and it's time for his recovery bounce, if you will. I think he starts this week. That's why we love him so much. The funds are low. We'll have to find that. It's so funny, but
that's not why we love him so much. But
why we love him.
DJ also
happens correlation because we like stocks.
He just so happens to fit like a T. So
just so happens. It's a convenient time for Dustin to need a little pop.
Couldn't agree more.
Let's go.
Couldn't agree more. We were saying once that bank account gets below 50 mil, he's got to start winning again.
Absolutely.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Lock it up. Double lock. Top 20, top 10, DJ.
All right.
What else?
Check out the screen here.
Hey.
Hey.
Right. Let's go.
All right, so let's lock it in. I can do this every time. While we're going to lock it in at the end.
That's awesome.
Lock it in. Plays of the week. All right, we're going DJ, top 20, minus 115. That's definitely going to be one. That's, we were talking minus 110 juice. That's what you're looking at, 50-50 odds. The fact it's minus 115, he's done it 8 straight years. Absolute fucking crime. I'm going to write that next to his name. Absolute fucking crime. So DJ will be taken there.
Same disrespect as Brooks last week. Same disrespect.
Unbelievable. And then I think Max Homa. I mean, what do you out of those guys? I really like Homa. Looking at his odds at plus 220. I mean, it's a little bit ballsy calling that a lock. But last week we went 190. I think we can increase it. He has. Let's see. Last 2 years, 5th and 1st.
More juice?
Huh?
More juice for a consistent guy. I'm taking Gooch too. I'm taking off. If you don't want to double lock DJ, we give you options here. You know, we love Homa and I love Gooch.
I love Gooch. We'll get those T-shirts for the pod if
I
he
love
wins.
Gooch.
Hey,
I love Gooch.
hey, all right, lock it up.
I'm guilty.
Lock it up.
Lock it up.
Okay,
You
so
lock it.
and what is gonna be these are our lock it up podcast consensus picks, PCP quick hitters. We're going DJ minus 115 to
Fade
place
and
top 20.
Sanjay.
Max Homa, you want to go Homa plus 220?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go Homa. We're a Homa podcast. I think that's a damn good play. Putts phenomenally here. Plays this. He's got the stash rocking. He's
Max Homa will be the first guest.
He's confident. He's tweeting. He's like that motherfucker from GameStop, Seth Cohen over there, typing this shit away. He's gonna, he's a
Ryan
Twitter.
Cohen.
He's the funniest motherfucker on Twitter. Max Homa is, and he's gonna come out here hot this week. He might just win it back to back. Plays phenomenally here. Let's go Homa, plus 220. Lock it up. Lock it up. And then what when we'll go podcast?
Lock it up.
What's our win? Who's gonna win? Who's our guy this week? Top 5 to finish top 5 and to win. Who's our guy? Boom or bust. You know this guy don't.
Boom or bust. Long stick Bubba.
All right. I mean, I'm kind of down with it. So if you're following us here, a guy like Bubba Watson. Why do we like him? We go through all the things. One, his odds. They got to be good. You know, for a guy that has won 3 of the past 7 years here, and he's 45 to 1 odds, boom or bust.
Come on.
Boom or bust. That's all we're looking for. The guy has, Moff says it from the absolute rip. At Riviera, you got to be able to shape shot. You got to be able to curve that ball around trees. You gotta have power. And Bubba booms that thing. He's not a phenomenal putter in general, but Moff, if you would please.
Great with the long iron.
If you would please, where does he putt best on? What kind of grass does Bubba Watson putt best on?
That POA.
He's a dog shit putter, but he's less dog shit on POA. So give me Bubba.
POA and bent.
At 45 to 1. I'm going to lock that in, Moff, as our podcast. Play of the week to win. I love it. Absolutely love it. Little square, but at the same time, he's coming off of 2 missed cuts here. So, but he's been playing well this year. He's been hitting the ball well. Moff was saying it the past 2 years, the COVID shit has been a little different, a little tough. So golf is a game if you haven't completely lost your stuff. We're looking at guys, boom or bust for the most part, and this guy fits the bill to a T. Looking at him for a top 5. Moff, what do we got? Top 5 for Bubba was. So we didn't say this with Brooks last week. We're gonna say it this week. Plus 700.
No, I know. Yeah.
Plus 700.
It's great. And you know who else? Who's right next to him? Hold on.
Who we got?
Our guy. Where's top 10s?
Who we got?
Our boy Matty Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. We're not shit. Yeah, if we're gonna take 2 guys to win, those are long shots to win. We're putting them in the context. Matt Fitzpatrick putts the ball well. He's been on fire putting the ball. You got to be able to putt the ball here, but you also got to be able to score.
I'm up there in the top 5.
You got to be able to score and consistency. Across the board. This is one of these courses. Around the green is one of those things. Some of these guys struggle. Some of these guys can bomb the ball off the tee. They can hit their long irons. You give them a short wedge, and they can struggle getting up and down. This course will really test you. So we're kind of staying away from those guys who absolutely struggle, even though it doesn't mean everything all the time.
Tony Finau, if he can bounce back, is in the same category. We just haven't talked about him. We got to pick certain guys. Finau, if he wants to bounce back and do what he's capable of, is the same type of player, but he just hadn't shown it to us. Yeah. Bubba's a long shot, quick hitter, lightning strike sort of pick, and then Matt Fitzpatrick's kind of our calculated top 5, we like it. I mean, that's both are hot right now. Finau.
So let me just rip this off here. As you're speaking of Finau, you know what he does well is par fives.
Yep.
But these are things, the more I look into it, so you can't look at everything. It's almost impossible in golf. But the more I look at, and the more you look, you find these things. So there's the guys we've been talking about today as far as par 5 performance. So if you watch this course, hole 1 is actually one of the easiest holes in all of golf. You come out, and it is a par 5. It's short. It's attackable. Eagle is nice. Birdie is almost necessary, and that is one of those things. So these guys like Cameron Smith that we came out of the gate talking about, Max Homa is top 5 in par 5 performance. Gooch pops in there. Finau, Siwoo Kim, Scheffler, and Sam Burns. So like all the guys that we were talking about, that's just naturally why are they good here? These things kind of add up, and we find why. So.
Long shot top 20s, Carlos Ortiz, James Hahn. Long shot top 20s. That's what we like. That's what I like. I'm riding them 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. If we were on them last week, we're going to be on them again. It's Poa Greens, and if only they have even more success. So a guy like James Hahn, who finished his top 20 at a ridiculous clip here for being plus 65. And same with Siwoo Kim. He's another one long, like plus 420. Plus 420. Plus 420.
Plus 420.
Plus 420.
Lock it up.
Lock it up. Yep.
And see, Pat, Pat and gang, we can just like clip this. We can tell people. I mean, we know it's long, guys, but like we're giving you everything because we spend a ton of time. Hopefully now with our new little system here, our boy, with our new numbers guy, save us some time here, but we try to give you guys everything and everything we see. So we can clip it here. We just nice little rundown for everybody, and I love it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We just got our guy Rick Run Good. I do numbers for everything and don't do golf. So
Rick
shout out to him for this. And now we have really taken this to the next level. So long shot guys that we like we were saying there. They're all in that plus 600-700 range. So that's exactly what I said last week. It's a smaller place, sprinkle with a grain of salt. These are long shot plays. Guys like JT Poston at plus 850. It's almost a crime, almost criminal. Not quite as much as DJ, but what you got?
I want to make sure we're not missing it. I don't even want to diss Pat Cantlay, but there's just the juice is dwindling.
Moff was saying the same thing.
The juice is dwindling.
Yeah, like Tom Hoagie and Patrick Cantlay.
Pat Cantlay's my guy for the record.
You want to know who's number one?
That's my guy.
You want to know who's number 1 in par 5 performance?
Not my guy.
Can't play.
I mean, guys, Pat, what is it? 1,200 plus 1,200 to win?
Yeah, can't play. Fucking can't play. At that point, he's about.
I think he's.
On this pod, we won't go below plus 1,400 to win. That's favorite material. And
DJ's at plus 14.
Yeah, I don't think DJ wins. I think he's top 20. I don't think he comes right out of the gate and wins. I'm much cooler taking Bubba.
Double lock.
This is anyone's tournament. This is one of those that's tough. So these guys placing top 5. Bubba, Fitz, Burns, Homa, DJ,
Zalatoris.
Willie Z, exactly. I mean, this is
guys we love.
We will 100%. I've got this thing saved up here now. This screen. We're good to have everything pulled up. We'll talk Saturday afternoon as long as Moff isn't at some bar mitzvah or something.
Shabbat shalom.
Have Nagila.
Have Nagala.
Late night. Are we good? What else we got over there? Quick wrap up. You want to wrap it up, or we already wrapped it up?
You lock it up.
Like, comment, subscribe. If you've been watching this long, we're about an hour in, so that's pretty much.
If you guys have tuned in,
we'll keep it within
anybody
an hour.
Who's tuned in for the long run, we love it. We appreciate it. Tell us what you think. We want to hear from you. I see that all the time. That's big. We want to hear from anybody who's watching. Who do y'all like? We can even go into. We'll answer comments. Talk about if you want to know. If you guys want to know some stats or anything in particular yourself, reach out to us. I don't know. We can help get you some insights. I don't know. Do something crazy.
Yeah, might as well, Moff. Keep talking for a little while. Tell them about something. I'm put these things on the screens for people to see here.
Just gonna make sure we didn't miss nobody.
Yeah, great idea.
Sam Burns, if we didn't say it.
Yeah, we said Sam Burns a little bit.
And guys, if you want to bet on guys, so we can come out with the draft.
That's the one thing.
Sort of lineups.
We didn't wrap up the fade guys. Give me some guys to fade. Wrap up and why we like to fade them here.
No, we talked to fades. I mean, I'm fading Sung J M.
There we go.
Just not a Poana Green guy. He hits all the categories. Maybe the intimacy of this tournament isn't the best for Sung Jae as far as maybe compared to a bigger tournament where you can sort of get lost in the crowd. It's like I said, it's a smaller field. Less guys are gonna be cut, and I think we've heard some unfamiliar names to a lot of people who aren't up to date with golf winning this year, and I think this week we hear it's a name. I think it's going to be a name that people know, and it's
not Tom Hogue.
Not Tom Hoagie this week, even though we cannot fade Tom Hoagie. He is on fire, but we cannot.
I say that all the time when talking about betting other sports. If you're looking at things, sometimes it's better if you like a team or like a guy, and they're going against one of the best teams or hottest teams. Sometimes it's better just leaving it alone rather than going straight into the teeth of it. Moff was talking about Tom Hoagie, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, he's gonna eventually bite the bullet, due for regression. But he does pretty well on POA. He's played decent here. While it might happen, I'm kind of staying away from it there. Same thing goes.
Just remember that we talked about it. You're like, damn, Moff did say, hey.
Oh shit!
But
that's actually the one thing. Yeah, you're right. You're 100%. Moff was like, hey, if Hoagie, but you can't say it without putting a wager in there or putting that idea in. So I'll tell you the two guys that I will be fading. Moff said Siwoo and Sung Jae, and I like Siwoo. Fade Sung Jae.
Corey Connors. I'm fading Corey Connors as well.
I think Brooks is Brooks and JT.
Don't do it.
Brooks and JT. I think at their numbers, I think they're fadeable. I think they're due for a little bit of regression.
It's a party for them down there.
What you talking about?
They don't want to miss the cut. It's a party for them down there. They don't want to miss the cut this week.
They might just party afterwards.
That's true. They could just stay down there and party and watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Let DJ get the money. They know DJ needs the payday. They'll just bow out.
It's a good idea. DJ's probably telling them, hey, Paulina's fucking got me by the – come on, or I'm under 50 mil. I need some.
She wants another child, another love child.
Oh, look at that.
Another Gretzky.
I was able to.
Love DJ this week. That's my guy. I would love to see him to return top form. A little domination. Little John Rahm versus Dustin Johnson battle with Cantlay in the mix. Cantlay's playing out of his mind. Best golf of his career, you guys. That's my dude.
Think so?
Best golf of his career.
I'm moving some things around on the screen. That's my bad.
Everybody's on John Rahm because Cantlay took a little break after his huge year. John Rahm's 8 out of 9 top 10 finishes out of his, but Cantlay's 4 for 4. And so it's just okay, whatever. If you want to, it's hard. It's hard because he's a lot of good golf and I hope Tiger can get back out there this year. Y'all will learn soon.
Oh my Lord.
I don't know. You can sort of see. If you guys can see over there in the corner, up there on the wall, that's my guy, the GOAT. Mr. Woods, he's hosting this week. We didn't even talk about it. He's hosting this week. Tiger Woods hosting the Genesis 2022 Genesis Open / Invitational. This is Keep It Rolling podcast.
And we're out of here.
And we're
Thanks
out of here,
everybody for
folks.
watching. Double lock of the week. We're going ballsy. We're coming off a hot week. DJ is if we had a mortal lock kind of thing. He's a lock. Double. 8 for 8, placing top 20. Those, talk about value. I'm a math nerd. That's math crime. -115. We're taking it. And Max Homa we're a Max Homa podcast. So Max, shout out Max. Go fucking get him this week, motherfucker.
Must go get him.
I'm hyped up. I love Max Homa. The dude, he said he's a goat. So part of my language there. This is Keep It Rolling. Parental advisory. 18 plus, 17 plus. That was a little loud.
Yeah, I'll see that. Hey.
Good luck.
Hey, good thing nobody's home, right?
Yeah.
It's only 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't have work tomorrow.
It's like, good luck.
Psych.
God bless. Grind on. I'll catch you back here tomorrow. I am Ghost Picks Patrick. This is my guy, Moff Dollars. Give us a follow over at Keep It Rolling 365 on Twitter, IG, that's Instagram.
IG.
TikTok, throw some things over there at Pat Sports Bets.
We need our followers up. Tell your buddies. Tell your DJing friends. Never bet golf. Now's the time.
Yep. Check in with your friends.
Now's the time. Appreciate it, y'all. Peace and blessings. We're out.